Assalamu alaikum and greetings to all. This is a presentation of our group case study. In this video, we will be describing and summarizing the sample data of our assigned Lazak tablet produced in December 2021. We are group 4 from section 44. We did this case study under the supervision of our lecturer Dr. Nur Haiza Ahmed. So today our agenda will be monitoring the quality of tablet produced for appeal Lazak Guru D of Lazak Guru tablet. Actually there are 15 types of tablet, but we will be analyzing this particular Lazak Guru D tablet. And second agenda is to summarize and analyze the status of production in December 2021. Our objective will be to monitor and check the quality of type D tablets with considering the following requirements to emphasize whether the production is good or not. We will be summarizing and describing sample data for type D and present observations effectively in numerical, tabular and graphical forms. Second, we will check if there is an evidence that the type D weights follow the FDA authority distribution. Number 3, we will check whether the weights of the tablet differs corresponding to the shift. And number 4, we will see the prediction of tensile strength of some tablets based on its relative density and the validation of the model we have used. So firstly we will start with the summary of the given data. So we found that the total sample data is 200, and we have searched for variance and average or mean of the data. So you can see in the slides we have found the sum, average and standard deviation. We have done this through using Excel functions. Secondly, this is in this slide you can see the result of the count of weight, relative density and tensile strength in all shifts. This is the graphical representation of the previous table. We can analyze and compare clearly all the data in the graphical form. This is the representation of maximum weight, average weight and minimum weight, and down there you can see the graphical representation of the above table. In this slide you can see the maximum relative density, average relative density and minimum relative density from the shifts, and down there you can see the graphical representation of the table. And here you can actually see the maximum tensile strength, average tensile strength and minimum tensile strength using Excel calculated in this table, and alongside you can also see the graphical representation of the table. So finally we analyzing each of the shifts and calculating using Excel function, we find that in the shifts, morning the number of sample is 62, in the evening the number of sample is 64, and at night the number of sample is 74. And you can see the number of samples for each shift we have in the pie chart. So moving to our second requirement, whether it follows the FDA authority distribution or not. So we look ahead. So for this we have set a range of 10 and get the frequency for each range, and for this case study our hypothesis statement will be this one, h naught such that x to n 350 comma 14 square, and h1 will be x naught does not follow n 350 comma 14 square. So you can see here the table of ranges, frequency, the first frequency, probability and the EI table. So we will be doing the chi-square test. So in order to find chi-square test, we need to find new EI and OI where the condition is old EI is at least 5. If the value unsatisfied the condition, we need to sum up the total to the next range that satisfies the condition. After that, we will transfer all the new data in chi-square formula to get the final answer. So here you can see in this chart there is the new OI and the new EI and this formula. So from the calculated data, we're taking alpha equals to 0.95, so the value of x squared test is 1.455, and so the hypothesis statement will be reject h naught if x squared test greater than 1.1455. So coming to the answer of the question, so it has failed to we actually failed to reject h naught since 1.0797 is less than 1.455. So we can conclude that there is significant evidence that Lazaq-Laku tablets produced in December 2021 do follow this distribution. So we can say that it follows the FDA distribution. So the third requirement is, does the weights of the tablet differs corresponding to the shifts? So checking this with the ANOVA single factor, we in this slides you can see for alpha equals to 0.5 we have produced the ANOVA table, this one, and in this discussion from the p value and the f value we can say that as it is as the p value is greater than alpha, so in the comment it is reject alternative hypothesis, so no significant difference, and for f value it's less than f critical, so we reject the alternative hypothesis, so no significant difference. So we can conclude that there is no significant difference between tablet weights from the different shifts. Again, for the ANOVA single factor alpha equals to 0.01, we summarize the data and then produce the ANOVA table. So for the f value and the f value, p value and the f critical value, so after analyzing we can see from the p value we got no significant difference, and from the f value we got no significant difference. So we can say that there is no significant difference between tablet weights from the different shifts. So lastly, the prediction of tensile strength of some tablets based on its relative density and the validation of the model we have used. Here for based on the current data in December 2021, figure 1 shows the fluctuation of the rates of tensile strength with a high of 7.7 and a low of 6.6 as shown in table 1. The descriptive statistics of the table Lazaq-Laku were explained. So this is the tensile strength versus number of samples graph. This is the descriptive statistics of everything. Here it is a linear regression model between a dependent variable tensile strength and one or more independent variable relative density. The dependent variable is also called the response variable. Independent variables are also called explanatory or predictor variables. In order to predict the tensile strength of the given tables with low relative density, in this instance using the Excel forecast function will be ideal, as the forecast function predicts a value based on existing values along a linear trend. Forecast calculates future value predictions using linear regression and can be used to predict numeric values like sales, inventory, expenses, measurement, etc. So the syntax for using in the Excel will be forecast x known ys and known xs. The arguments is here, as you can see. So finally we got the result, relative density and the tensile strength in percentage and megapascal. So we can from the analysis we can say that the production process and the FDA distribution model is accepted in this production plant. So here is our team: Noor Diana binti Muhammad Azhar, Abdi Kafi Omar, me Fahad Ahmed, and Muhammad Ahmed Rana. So thank you for listening. Lastly, I want to show our work in the Excel file. So this is the total work that we have done from this chart given to collecting the sample of counts and everything. So thank you for listening to our video.